Hi everyone, today I'll show you how I paint sailboats and their reflections on water using watercolors. This process is relaxing and fun, so let's get started and enjoy every step. First, I start by sketching the scene with a pencil, begin with the side of the sailboat, drawing the hull, fenders, mast and various other elements to set the composition. Then I add another sailboat behind it to give the scene more depth. In the distance I place a third boat to create a sense of perspective and distance, which adds realism to the painting. Now I prepare the paper for watercolor by wetting the area where the water will be. I use a broad brush and clean water to evenly moisten the surface. This technique is known as the wet on wet method, and it helps the colors blend smoothly and creates beautiful fluid transitions. Make sure the paper is wet but not soaking, as this will give you better control over the paint. Next I begin painting the water. I mix lavender and cobalt turquoise with plenty of water to create a light transparent wash. Using a round soft brush, I start from the top and work my way down, painting around the sails but not over the sailboats themselves. This initial wash establishes the base color of the water and sets the stage for layering more intense colors later. I mix the same colors again, but this time I use less water to make the colors more intense. I start painting from the bottom up, carefully working my way to the base of the sailboat. I avoid the reflections area for now to keep it smooth and clear. Adding these layers gradually builds up the depth and richness of the water, making it look more realistic. To create the effect of small waves, I mix lavender, cobalt turquoise and a bit of cobalt blue. Using short, brisk strokes, I paint these waves on the water surface. This mixture is now more concentrated and I apply it until the ripples are clearly defined. I then use a synthetic brush with almost no water, just pigment to enhance the wave details, giving the water a dynamic and lively appearance. For the shadows on the waves, I mix a dark blue like Depth Blue from Schminke. You can also use Trend Blue or Indigo. These shadows add depth and realism to the water, making it look more three-dimensional. Carefully apply the darker color where the waves would naturally have shadows, enhancing the overall effect. Now I move on to detailing the sailboats. I start with yellow ochre to paint the sunlit areas on the side and top of the sailboat. This warm color brings out the highlights and gives the boat a sunny glow. Next, I add shadows using lavender with a small amount of water, spreading the color with a clean brush to soften the edges. While the paper is still damp, I add shadows from the fenders using neutral tint from Schminke, which has a warmer tone. I place these shadows on the left side because the sun is coming from the right. I mix lavender and cobalt turquoise into a thicker consistency, and while the paper is still slightly wet, I paint a stripe on the bottom side of the sailboat. This darker stripe adds a dimension to the hull. I use a clean brush to smooth the edges and remove any excess color. I mix the same colors again more intensely and apply them to reinforce the effect. Using lavender, I add shadows to the sails to give them form. I then use neutral tint for more defined details, adding various elements to the painting such as ropes, small fittings, and other intricate parts of the sailboats. These details make the painting more interesting and realistic. I mix cobalt blue with the previous mixture and add some water. Then paint an element on the sailboat. I'm not sure what it's called, so if you know, please let me know in the comments. Using the same color, I paint the sail and the fenders to tie everything together. The neutral tint helps to add more defined shadows and small details that bring the sailboats to life. After finishing the most distant boat, I start painting the ropes. I use a small round brush, size 2, with a mixture of lavender and neutral tint, adding some water to keep the lines fluid. I add various ropes to create a sense of movement and atmosphere, making the scene feel lively and dynamic. Now I start adding reflections on the water, beginning with the most distant boat. I mix lavender and neutral tint, then use the same mixture with more water to paint the reflection of the main sailboat. My goal is to create a soft reflection, so I use a large soft brush to blend the colors smoothly. Using the same mixture as for the side of the boat, lavender, cobalt turquoise, and cobalt blue, I paint around the areas where the fender's reflections will be. I rinse my brush and use a light mix of lavender and neutral tint to paint the main side of the boat's reflection. I don't forget to add yellow ochre in the reflection where the sun hits the boat. With a synthetic brush and neutral tint, I draw a line under the sailboat, darkening the area where the boat meets the water. With a smaller brush and cobalt blue, I add the fender's reflections on the water. I use dark blue and a bit of neutral tint to add shadows on the fender's reflections. I also add reflections of the side ropes, mast and other details to complete the scene. I bring the painting to life with white highlights, ropes, reflections and glints on the ropes and boats. This final step adds a touch of realism and brightness to the painting. I add bright accent using paint straight from the tube. This could be cobalt turquoise, scarlet red, lavender or even yellow ochre. These vibrant colors make certain elements pop and add a bit of flair to the painting. Finally, I carefully remove the masking tape, revealing the clean edges of the painting. And there you have it, a beautiful watercolor painting of sailboats and their reflections. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more art tips and tutorials. Thanks for watching and happy painting!